Other people's definitions of you, sometimes they're more about making themselves feel better. You gotta define yourself. Christopher Moltisanti, The Sopranos. Cinema and television are contemporary forms of amusement and escape. The majority of it is meaningless and brain-numbing. Occasionally, a show may strike a chord with its audience though. A show whose views alter cognitive patterns and sometimes reveal something about oneself that you would not have otherwise realized. One such show is The Sopranos, the mob series that breaks boundaries with its complex yet subtle psychological themes. One of these themes is about a young man seeking approval from his boss and father figure. Christopher begins the series as a young man who wants to advance quicker in the mob pecking order than he already has. Tony Soprano, who in the early seasons of the show is calling the shots without the boss title. He keeps Christopher's rise within the family at a constant pace, but not too quick. Christopher still makes errors, but he is the chosen one. On the surface, Chris seems to have a bright future, and, as some may say, the world by the balls. But beneath the surface, a world of anguish and suffering governs the character's trajectory and destiny. Christopher's constant approval-seeking behavior from a man he admires makes him one of the most heartbreaking television characters to grace our television screens. Welcome to Relentless Man. In this video today, we are going to show you how to stop seeking approval, which can hurt you. Hit the subscribe button, the like button, and the notification bell. Please share our channel and look out for our up-and-coming videos. Christopher's bond with Tony is due to his father passing away when he was very young, and his mother's battle with alcoholism, and not always being around for him. Tony fulfilled the elder brother or father role for Chris, had an amazing relationship with Chris's father, and was successful. Tony is a suitable, in their world, role model for a young man who needed someone to look up to. The urge on Christopher's behalf to please Tony and to get his attention and respect is on full display throughout much of the program. Even when the two are at odds, the disagreement can often be traced back to Christopher not receiving the appropriate reaction or credit from Tony, the way most youngsters are with their parents. Given that Tony was also his boss, things were even more difficult. From Tony's viewpoint, you can tell that he wants Chris to be his next in line. He grooms him at a pace that he believes is best, which is frequently too quickly for other people in the group and not fast enough for Chris. How to stop searching for validation from others. People are often raised gaining approval from their parents, teachers, employers, and others. Occasionally, seeking affirmation from others is acceptable and beneficial, but doing so constantly might make you miserable and insecure. It is quite possible to stop seeking others' praise and begin valuing yourself for who you are and what you provide to the world. Once you understand how to stop needing others' approval, you will feel more secure and will be able to require validation from yourself. There are steps to stop seeking approval from others, and Relentless Man is here to help you. Practice self-worth. Be conscious of your urge to satisfy people and abstain from giving in too readily. Pleasing others should not be your life's primary aim. Give yourself a break from this persistent source of stress and relax sometimes. Identify your values and behave in accordance with them. Whatever you personally think should direct your actions. Always express yourself without reluctance. Be yourself and have no shame in it. Do not restrict your powers by hiding behind a mask and refusing to be heard or seen. If you feel uneasy in any social scenario, try to get out of your thoughts and into the current moment. You may use some mindfulness practices and try to normalize these feelings. If you believe someone hates you, evaluate the reality of such a sentiment. It simply may not be true. The individual may merely have been upset at something you did. Become more independent. Go to more places alone to get accustomed to being in a public setting by yourself. Without people around you, you may get a feel of what you would want to be doing as opposed to what others may prefer for you to do. Refrain from worrying about what others will think. Simply act for your own accord. Try to think of yourself and concentrate on your own emotions and thinking processes to carry out your actions. Try to be confident in your own skin. Although this might be challenging at times, it does no harm to let yourself do things you typically wouldn't do to break out of your shell a bit. Focus on your qualities. Make a list of the things you enjoy about yourself and concentrate on them. A list may present you with concrete motivators for why you are completely competent as an individual. Be conscious that your positive characteristics are there and plentiful. Don't concentrate extensively on the bad aspects of yourself. Everyone on earth has bad attributes. Concentrating too much on them won't get you very far. If you wish to improve, then establish some goals, but don't feel bad or that you aren't doing good enough. Understand that failure is not the end. You can always get better at doing anything. Success doesn't come lightly. It needs numerous tries, occasionally, and typically hard labor. Don't beat yourself up over failure. Failure is a motivator. Be true to yourself. Have reasonable expectations of yourself. Although you should emphasize your positive characteristics, you will never be perfect. Being faultless isn't something individuals are born with or will ever attain. Recognize it and attempt to ingrain it in your everyday thinking. Don't lie to yourself to make things seem better. Lying to oneself is often the worst method to effect a change. Understanding and identifying your behavior and ideas are the first step to altering some of them. Put things into perspective instead of asking for someone else's opinion on the problem. You come first. Don't always say yes to people. Be honest with them. If you don't want to do anything, speak up. People will understand and come around if they actually care about you. There is nothing wrong with deciding on something that no one expects. Focus the bulk of your activities on how they will benefit you in the future. Sometimes, getting too wrapped up in how things will affect other people might generate complications within your own life. You need to put yourself first, occasionally, and take charge of your own life before caring about everyone else's troubles. Of course, don't disregard other people's difficulties, but simply try to concentrate on your own first. Don't get caught up worrying about what other people are doing continually. A smart strategy to keep consistent with this is to get busy. Spend your leisure time doing things you enjoy or doing things effectively. It's hard to overanalyze other people's lives when you're so busy living your own. Find your passion. Think of a few different interests or hobbies you have and start working on them to manage your spare time. Overthinking occurs less often when your schedule is filled up with activities you are looking forward to. Enjoy your time alone and make it something to be treasured. Don't feel that time alone is being squandered. Use that time to relax and wind down. This will help you de-stress and become more linked with your own unique interests. Pick up a long-lost interest or passion and get back into it. One of the nicest pleasures is to re-establish a connection to something that has been lost and find a new delight in doing it once more. Stop comparing yourself to others. When you compare yourself to others, it isn't accomplishing anything beneficial. Everyone is highly unique and has their own strengths. Individuals aren't cut from the same cloth, and even extremely successful people aren't perfect. Someone else might be really good at something you are not, but you could be very good at another thing they cannot do. Don't concentrate on why individuals are superior in specific ways, but rather think about what you want to feel and how to get there. Again, the most important thing is your own success and mental stability. Try to concentrate on those notions instead of what other people have going for them. Be appreciative of what you already have and don't continue to spend all of your attention on what you don't. Set goals for yourself. Don't live to satisfy others, but live to please yourself instead. Still accept other people's viewpoints, but don't concentrate exclusively on them. Make a list of your feasible goals and make sure they are things you want to achieve. Setting objectives is vital, so you know just how you are going to accomplish this change and why. Try to follow through with these goals, since doing so may provide enjoyment. It should be because you deep down want this transformation within you. Christopher Moltisanti's arc through the series is heartbreaking due to his constant validation-seeking behavior from the man he admires the most. Chris never contemplated adopting a different way of life because he wanted to respect the departed father he never knew and to gratify the man who assumed that position for him. Despite the fact that The Sopranos was not precisely a love story, Chris and Adriana were in love. No, their relationship was by no means flawless, but they did love one another. It is difficult to dispute that Adriana's only desire was to live happily ever after with Christopher. His drug habit would eventually overcome him, and this would become one of Chris's biggest challenges for the remainder of the series. The second would be the murder of Adriana. Christopher picked Tony Soprano over his lover when confronted with the option of leaving her and betraying Tony, or knowing that her life would end. Chris, like he always has, opted to please Tony. After Adriana's murder, Chris stayed clean for extended periods of time, despite relapses. Without the numbing effects of heroin and drink, Chris was forced to confront his feelings. He had to accept how much he really loved her, and as time passed, he would also have to accept that he would never really be able to satisfy Tony Soprano. Although extreme and something that hopefully we will never have to face, Christopher's story illustrates how seeking validation from others harms only one person, the most important person, yourself. Thank you for watching Relentless Man. Hit the subscribe button, the like button, and the notification bell. Please share our channel and look out for our up and coming videos.